Welcome one and all to the One-Up Nitro National Series 4th of July special here at our nation's capital at the Washington, D.C. Arena. We are here for 75 laps of One-Up Nitro National Series competition at the Plan Your Vote 300. Alongside me in the booth today for this memorable race is Duke Ansack as usual, and this track, well, there's nothing quite like it on the calendar. It's pretty small, only 1.25 miles, and yet this track race is very much like a Pensacola or a Talladega in nature, but minus the big ones, of course. So with that being said, there's got to be some strategy involved in getting to the front, because in all honesty, you can get to the front from anywhere.
Yeah, it really opens up the opportunity for anybody in this field to get to the front in this race and really contend for a win. And we've got a great field of cars, just like we always do in the Nitro National Series here today. Any single one of them could win this race and contend and run up front for the whole thing. And I am excited to see what a lot of these guys who are even starting in the back can do, because we've got a bit of a mixed up order going into this race.
Looking at the starting grid now, and sure enough, the surprises are all over in qualifying. The headliner being Chris Lattimore getting his first career pole in the One-Up Nitro National Series. He lines up first with Ryan Caggiano, who's finished top 10 in every race so far this season alongside him. We'll see if that streak can continue here today. But the big story of qualifying in this whole weekend has got to be the comeback of third-place starter Herbert Oaks III. He ran at Road Atlanta earlier this season, finished 26th there, and then was on a very long road to recovery after some chilling diagnosis. But he's back at 100% and ready to race, and he qualifies the CC Orange number 78, third on the grid. That is an incredible performance. He might not stay there the whole race, but that by itself should make that his and that team's entire weekend right there.
Oh, absolutely. You know, that's just an excellent starting position for really anybody, and especially somebody in that situation. So, yeah, we've got a lot of great drivers today. A lot of people that can definitely come from the back. We've got Freeman Jr. back there. We got the 50 car back there. We got Mashburn back there. I mean, a lot of guys starting second half of this field that could really come up through and make a big splash today. So it's going to be an exciting race for sure.
So with that being said, we have 75 laps ahead of our drivers, and we're ready to bring that to you. This is the One-Up Nitro National Series Plan Your Vote 300 from Washington, D.C., and the green flag is next. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss a second of it. Coming off turn 4 into the restart zone, the green flag is in the air. We're underway here in D.C. Looks like there's even Stevens for the first 2 rows, but Kyle Corbett's making a move on Herbert Oaks III going into turn 1. They're already 3 wide before we've even hit the back straightaway.
And there's plenty of room to go 3 wide here, so there's no issue coming around the back straightaway. And it's not really one of our straightest straightaways back there, but it is the back stretch at least. So here we go. We're still side by side. 66 car making a move. Probably going to lead lap 1 right there. He did.
And Kyle Corbett takes the lead off Chris Lattimore to lead lap number 1. Tyler Ferris, a rookie, making a move on the inside for second. And Todd Hemler in the 38 also making a move. You can barely tell him and the 87 apart. They're painted so similarly, the blue and yellow. But right now, Kyle Corbett holds the lead alongside with Tyler Ferris and Todd Hemler, who are side by side for second. And Keon Daly also making a move up into the top 5 here in the Arby's car.
Yeah, something that I'm immediately noticing is that they are having no problem going 3 and 4 wide all the way around the track. Look at these guys. They're in 5 wide in the middle there. Oh, man, and it is tight between all these cars racing for position. But, you know, there is absolutely no problem, and it looks like the bottom is the place to be. It looks like Elijah Ironhouse got caught on the wall right there for a second. Now he's back with his teammate Alex in the 3 car.
He's going to lose at least 10 positions in that little exchange. He falls back to 19th. Keeps on going, though. We stay green for the moment, but up front, it continues to be Kyle Corbett. But now, Keon Daly, it only took him 4 laps to get from 11th to 2nd, and he's not done yet. He's working on the leader, but Kenneth Grant, ooh, that was close between the 52 and 53, but they're working together in the draft. Keon Daly trying to take the lead from Kyle Corbett. It's going to be close. Corbett holds on, and now the 53 abandons his drafting partner to try and take the lead himself.
Wow, and it looks like it might even work out for him down there on the bottom. The bottom lane is really strong right now in this race. It's just a shorter way around. And even on the straightaways, it's the shorter way around. So you're gaining a lot of time by running lower on the track. Of course, that's not necessarily something you can choose. It's just like all those other super speedways we go to. If you're on the bottom, you kind of have to be able to get there just so that you can run around there and get to the front that way. We see the 57 right here trying to go for the lead.
This is Kenneth Grant's first laps led since he won at Pensacola back in our first ever series race last year. So he definitely wanted to keep the lead, but here comes Terzic in the 57 with help from Logan Williams. He's going to lead lap number 6 here at Washington, D.C. And now Terzic is now left all by himself on the top lane. Now here comes Williams in the 23.
Boy, so this is an interesting dynamic we have in this race so far. It's a lot of, big line on the bottom, and then everybody's able to kind of scoot low. If you're in second place, you can scoot to the bottom even farther than you were before, and you're able to take the lead right there, and that's just how it goes. So the 23 led that lap, but now the 66 is on the bottom. He's going too wide side by side for the lead. He's going to take it here. And he's starting to drive away with it a little bit, and the caution's out. That's why.
Caution is out for the first time on lap number 8. It looked like it involved car number 7, Aaron Hall. And caution flags at this track go by very quickly. Oh, and we got a spinner coming on the pit road. It's Herbert Oaks the third in the 78. He rights the ship, gets it get back going once again. But I believe this, while in the limited time we have to talk about this caution flag, looks like it came out as a result of Aaron Hall. It looked like Todd Hemmler also involved in that. We'll find what happened to these cars shortly, but like we said, very limited time to get these cautions. So here's where Aaron Hall was running fairly mid-pack at the moment, or just on the outside of the top 10, but I believe it starts with David Wells going up into Todd Hemmler. He gets into Hayes Green, and these 3 cars just get sent spinning, and that's just what happens when you have too many cars going for too little space on the racetrack.
Well, they were casually running 4 wide right there, so that's a break situation.
Absolutely, but everybody gets the ships righted, and we can get ready for the restart, which is coming up in a short while. Yes, the pace car is already on pit road, so we can get straight back to the action. Kyle Corbett leads Cody Goforth, Yates, Yadis Terzic, Alex Vigeparub, and Kenneth Grant to the restart.
It looks like 66. I mean, no problem with lap cars on the bottom, so they're all going to be single file right here. So until they start to get back into position, kind of 2 and 3 wide, they already are farther back in the pack. But until then, I think the 66 car is going to have a pretty good view and some clean air to his sides. They're coming up on a lapper here on the very bottom of the track, and there goes 57 down to the bottom with some help from Alex Vigeparub in the 3 car, and they're gonna get stopped by the lapper unless they go low. Look out, man! This is gonna be tight.
They are going low. Terzic and Alex Vigeparub, they both get around Kyle Corbett in the 66. They're taking Cody Goforth with them. And Jacob Buchholz in the 42 car, making his second series start. He's already climbed his way into the top 5 after starting this race all the way back in 25th. So the 42 making a very good charge to the front here, already up into the 5th spot.
Yeah, that's a really good run so far. I mean, we're seeing a lot of drivers who are making it to the front. I mean, the 3 car, just for example, he started in 10th place. He's made it to the front. The 57, he started, man, where did he start? I don't even know.
19th for Terzic.
18th, yeah, so that's an incredible difference. And now another shuffle for the lead is we've got some draft influence from some cars who just came out of the pit road. They were in that crash. They're up front now. They're having to get split by the leaders here. The 7's going to be in front of the 57, and now the 3 might lose the lead to the 01 here. We'll see I don't know. This is incredible so far.
So far, so good for Alex Vigeparub. He leads Cody Goforth and Jacob Buchholz here at Washington, D.C. to complete lap number 13. Alex leads them at the line, and so far, so good for the leaders. And you see in that black and orange car, that's Trisha Ann in the 11 making her series debut. In the 11 car, she started this race all the way back in 37th. She's already in the top 5 on lap 14 as Goforth goes for the lead.
Yeah, that's absolutely a fantastic run. And now Goforth to the lead, and the 42 trying to follow suit, do the same move that the 01 did. Now going for the lead at the line. Really close.
Goforth led it at the line, but Buckles has help from Terzic and from Patrick Smith in the 04. So the inside line, like you said at the beginning, is the way to go around this place. Buckles to the lead, but he might not hold it for very long, because here comes Terzic with help from Patrick Smith and Alex Fajeparub and Autumn Koger in the 19.
Terzic has a great car today, and you could tell. Here's how I was able to tell. He was stuck on the outside, just like so many other drivers have been. He was able to drop low after he got to these guys and drive straight back to the front, and the 3 cars doing the same thing. So as we see the 04 taking the lead right here, keep an eye on those 2 cars, because they're able to, seems like they're able to go around this track wherever they want. And the 59 having problems? What's going on here?
It looked like Austin Holloman was a little slow on the backstretch. They're starting to get back up to speed now, but that will cost them a couple of positions on the racetrack. Doesn't look too bad right now. But here comes Alex Fajeparub in the 3, trying to take the lead back from Patrick Smith, and he's going to have a little help from Autumn Koger. It looks like the caution's back out on the racetrack. This time for an incident involving, it looked like, Dylan Young, Logan Williams, and Herbert Oaks III here.
Well, I don't know. This is got a couple cautions in this race so far.
And everybody's hitting pit road now.
Yeah, what a wide pit road we've got here, too. An incredible amount of space for all these cars. No problems on pit road.
So it appears it starts right here with Keon Daly, and it looks like he's going to get hit by Rasha Mahendra, and then Aaron Hall's just had a very unfortunate day here in the 7 car. Absolutely nowhere to go in any of these incidents, but you see Logan Williams get swept up in it, Elijah Ironhouse, John McFadden.
Barely avoided. Man, oh man, what? You know, there's so much room at this track for people to avoid, and that's how we don't really ever have like a big one here. You know, you have multiple cars involved, but the pace car is back on pit road. We're about to go green here.
With David Wells as the race leader. He stayed out along with Zachary DeLello in the 03. Those two are going to be the leaders of this race by some margin, because the rest of the field is coming off pit road. They didn't have a chance to get caught up yet. But we're back to racing once again. Alex Fajeparub's coming with a huge head of steam. He's probably going to catch Wells and DeLello here in a short minute. But everybody else well behind the leaders at this point.
Wow, what an interesting situation we've got here. Because, yeah, the 3 car had and there's contact between the 56 and the 92 going to the bottom. It might have actually helped them, however, because now they're both down there in the draft. It's almost like we got tandems right here. And, yeah, that 3 car, he was catching up to the pack. He was up front before, and he just had a huge head of steam. So he's able to catch up to this group. And now, this is incredible, because we're watching a big mix of cars that are laps down and just 1 lap down, not a lap down yet, and leading the race all in one spot, and the rest of the field is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, David Wells, these are the first laps led of his career in that 56 car, but here comes Zachary DeLello in the 03. He only has 1 lap led in his career. That came at Decatur earlier this season. So he's looking for a good run in the 03, and he's trying to make a dive under David Wells for the lead, but he doesn't have any help. And that's probably going to keep him from getting the lead at this point in time.
Well, what happened is there's a lap. So Alex was there behind these guys, but there was a lap car that's holding him back, or at least it was. So now the 3 car is back with the group and with the 04, and then behind them, everybody is so spread out right now. What a strange start, but it looks like that second group of cars is in touch, so we might see them start to get back up there. Right now, as we see a move for the lead, they're side by side, the 2 leaders are.
Wells and DeLello, neither of whom have won a Nitro National race in their careers, side by side for the lead, and it looks like DeLello's going to have the upper hand with help from absolutely nobody. Maybe Dylan Young ahead of him, giving him a little pull, but Zachary DeLello, for the first time in a competitive lap, he is going to take the lead of a 1-Up Nitro National event. This is a great run for Zachary DeLello, the second-year driver with Team Dayspring, looking for his first career win.
It was very well done from the 03 car, and that move right there, he just was able to, it was almost like a slide job that he did. He just went lower on the track and cut off the 56 as he came back up. So, yeah, that was a really good move right there. And let's see if look, it's supposed to be the same thing right here from the 56, going low, trying to take the lead.
And they've got company now. Patrick Smith in the 04 with Alex Vershepperub in the 3 coming along with them. And a few lap cars in there as well. Herbert Oaks III and Santiago Alvarez. But Wells retakes the lead from DeLello with Patrick Smith in tow. But that 04, he wants his second career win and he wants it now. We still have 50 laps to go from DC, but Smith going for the lead.
Smith has taken the lead and driven away, and here comes Vershepperub as well on the bottom trying to pass Wells. Looks like it's going to happen in this corner because he's going to have draft, he's going to have the bottom lane, and he's going to have some clear air to both sides of his car at this point. So now Patrick Smith is leading. He's going to be able to handle this 92 car that's been leading the group. He, of course, isn't. He's at the very tail end of the lead lap, I believe, right here, and he's about to go one lap down from our leader, Patrick Smith.
That's right, and Alex Vershepperub is still right there. Wells and DeLello starting to lose touch a little bit. Maybe their tires starting to age a little bit. Remember, they have not been on pit road in a while, so that their tires may be falling off compared to everyone around them. They're still 3rd and 4th, but they're losing touch with the leaders as now Alex Vershepperub makes a dive for the lead here.
Yeah, there he goes to the bottom, and we were talking about this earlier, at least I was, that he's got a really good car. He's able to move wherever he wants to, is what we saw earlier with him and Terzic racing for the lead. And now he's got help from the 92, who's trying to get back up there to unlap himself, and it allows Alex Vershepperub to take the lead. And now the 92 goes to the bottom. He might get some help getting his lap back.
However, Todd Hemler is directly ahead of these guys, and he's trying to fight to stay on the lap he's currently on. I believe he's already a lap down. He might go a second one down here. But for now, Dylan Young is back on the lead lap, but for how much longer is the question, because Patrick Smith, with help from Herbert Oaks III, is trying to take the race lead back. And even though the 78 car is a lap down, what a drive from this team still to be running at competitive speeds with the race leaders. Career day for CC Orange Racing.
Yeah, for sure. Getting some TV time here as well. You know, that's just an excellent deal. Even though not on the lead lap, this has been an awfully strange race for all the leaders. As you can see, the 5th place is 2 seconds back.
And
right
considering how poorly this team fared at Gateway last time out, they will gladly take a run like this where they're running with the leaders, even if it's not for a lead lap position. As it looks like we've got more trouble on the racetrack, involving Lilith Onyx in the 36. That brings caution out for the 3rd time in this race. And I'm fully expecting Wells and DeLello to hit pit road here right now to try and address their tire situation. Yes, they are, and it looks like a lot of cars are coming with them. But we will find a brief replay of what happened to Lilith Onyx in this 36 here at So here is where Lilith Onyx she was doing a good job running in the top 20 in this race, but it looks like she's going to get a little help here from AJ Jones. Oh, AJ Jones.
Whoa.
He gets involved in this one as well. Great job by Cam Cole in the other CC Orange car to avoid this incident. But it looks like she's just going to go for a spin, and doesn't look like any damage is done to her 36 car. But she will fall off the lead lap, most likely as a result of this. As the lights have just gone out on the pace car, we'll be already back to the restart in just half a lap.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I think that the 6 car might have had something to do with that. It was slow on the outside for whoever knows why, but it looked like maybe that was all reactionary. So no blame in that incident, just it's as simple as that, an accident on the racetrack. And now we're about to go green, so we have one lapper between the leader and second place, I believe, unless the scoreboard hasn't updated
yet. No, that is
but
correct. You've got Santiago Alvarez, who is a lap down, and 2 retirees from this race so far, Elijah Ironhouse and Aaron Hall, but we got 40 cars still running, 26 on the lead lap, and here we go, back to green at DC.
All right, so let's see what the 3 car can do with the 57 back up there, and this whole field is now together again, so this is going to be really a true testament to how these guys are able to get back to the front, because now everybody's in it once again, and we're racing here in DC.
We do have some lap cars sprinkled here and there, like Santiago Alvarez right behind the leader, as well as Ryan Caggiano in 81, the points leader going into this race. So his top 10 streak that has this season started, it will likely come to an end here today, but Caggiano doing whatever he can to try and help his teammate Joshua Michaels, who currently is battling Buckles for 4th.
Yeah, so this is looking good right now for the 04 car because of these lappers that are sprinkled throughout this group. 98 is doing a good job of holding off everybody behind Patrick Smith. So this is and they really haven't gone too wide up front so far. It's just single file. Of course, they're about to catch some lappers, it seems, and that's going to be another big issue, just as we've seen all day in this one. Boy, what a fascinating race that this has turned into. A completely different style. Nobody was expecting this.
And here comes Alex Verstappen as they come up to lap Hayes Green once again. But here comes Alex trying to get around Santiago Alvarez to try and put himself directly behind Patrick Smith. He's not satisfied with getting around the 98. He wants the lead of this thing. Here he comes around the 04 and the 51. Alex Verstappen with a huge head of steam. He's going to take the lead here on lap 36, closing in on halfway.
Yeah, so the 51 really held up the 4 car, but he was able to get a huge run and slingshot all the way low of Alex Verstappen, and now Patrick Smith retakes the lead with the help of the lappers behind, and Yadis Terzic there in third place, now second, with the 00 pushing as well. We got a whole new cast of characters up front.
That's Aiden Clare in the 00 making his Nitro National Series debut. He ran a few superstar races for this team, of course, but this is his first foray into the Nitro National Series. He started all the way back in 33rd, and he is now pushing his co-driver of this car, Terzic, up to second place. So Terzic, in a car he owns, being pushed by the car he drives when he's not driving the car he owns. And they're going for the lead right now.
Oh, how fate always seems to play out here. Now that grouping, a unique grouping it is, they're about to push to the lead with the help of the 25 car, who just dumped them for the top lane. I'm not sure if that was the right move, because now they're side by side for the lead. The 00 and the 57 are.
It's Terzic and Claire side by side for the lead down the back straightaway to complete lap 39. Aiden Clare is going to try and lead in his series debut for Carter Racing System. How about that for the 00 Toyota? And Terzic, who normally drives this car on the standalone weekends, he's following in hot pursuit, followed by the lap car of David Byers, and then side by side for third as well.
Yeah, and keep an eye out for that 3 car. It's coming back on the bottom lane with some help from, I believe, the lapper number 27 car. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting to see how this turns out, because 27's going to the bottom and bringing the 3 with him.
Byers is, of course, at least 5. Yeah, he is 5 laps down, so he's trying to get one of them back here. But they are 3 wide for second, with Terzic, Alex Verstappen, and Martinez in the 25. Nikki Martinez, haven't mentioned a lot about her yet today, but she has had a pretty wretched season up to this point. Not in a playoff position at the moment, despite being on the Kings Motorsports team, which is expected to put their cars into the playoffs each year. But Martinez, hopefully with a good run here today, will start making up some ground on the top 12 and maybe even a win. She didn't get a win last year, but she's doing a good job here today, and only 1 car away from leading this race.
Yeah, so this is looking really good, and especially for the 27. I mean, 5 laps down, it's a lot to go to try and catch back up, but ahead of the leaders, gaining one of those back, that's really good. And then, of course, getting that TV time from running up front is also a big positive, but the 00 is looking fantastic. Hadn't seen that car up front so far in this one, but right now leading this race and doing a great job, as strong as any other car we've seen leading.
Here's a new challenger we haven't seen yet in this race. It's Alexa Lucian in number 50 for her own self-owned operation. She, of course, was close to winning at Gateway last time out before Dylan Young prevented that from happening. Or was it the other way around? It's been so long ago, it's been hard to say. I think it was the other way around now that I think about it. But if that's the case, then Lucian is our defending race winner, and she is now trying to break her way into the top 5, and she has done so, but now she's stuck up high with Herbert Oaks III trying to unlap himself once again.
Yeah, Lucian had a very poor starting position back in 27th. You know, it's just a great day for a lot of these guys. Like we were saying during the pre-race, that there's a good chance that a lot of these guys who are starting in the back were going to be able to come up through the field, and we've seen it so far. A really excellent race that we've been watching here, and the 00 sitting pretty behind the 27. The lapper just in front somehow is able to defend any move from Martinez in the 25 car. So
except this move,
this is really good. Oh.
Except for this move
on
the 00. So Nikki Martinez, with help from Herbert Oaks III, is going to come off turn 4, take the lead for the first time today, and put the 25 out in the lead with help from Oaks and from Patrick Smith, who now gets around Claire for second place as well.
Yeah, so now the 25 is going past the 27, so that's going to change the dynamic of what's going on up front. And here goes 3 wide between there's a little bit of a lap car sandwich going on here, and Patrick Smith is maybe going to be able to retake the lead here, going to the bottom.
Yeah, here Herbert Oaks III is going to get one of his laps back, but not for very long, because Patrick Smith, with help from Autumn Koger in the 19, we haven't mentioned her in a probably not at all in this race. But here she is looking for her first career win as well in that 19 car. And now she dives under Patrick Smith, try and take the lead. We've got less than 30 to go here in DC.
Yeah, side by side for the lead, the battle of the energy drinks we have, and it's and a manufacturer battle as well. But look at that, 19 going straight to the front, and there's a lapper just ahead of these guys.
Yep,
the number 6 car.
Yeah, that's Mahendra.
He's been a little bit slower since that last. Yep, so that's Mahendra. Oh, man, significantly slower than all these guys. I hope that they're all able to get around well, because Koger has just jumped to a huge lead right now. Oh, man, and Smith is going to be the one that suffers, and Herbert Oaks III as well, not on the lead lap, but has been running up front. And, man, that's interesting. And look who it's introduced. It's Alex Vergeperu back in it, and then the 03 car as well. They're both the 3 and the 03. Oh, and there's a crash behind all of it.
And it involves our pole sitter, Chris Lattimore, in the 87.
Oh,
he was running in 9th when this happened as well. So he will fall to the very back of the lead lap at this point. But the caution will come out. It looked like Aiden Clare was involved in that as well. So the caution flies for the 4th time today here at the DC Arena. And I fully expect a lot of cars hit pit road here, because I'm pretty sure they'll be able to make it to the end from here. Koger and DeLello stay on the racetrack, but it looks like everybody else is coming in. I think you're right. It all started with Mahendra in the 6th, getting a little too close to comfort for Chris Lattimore, who washes up into Aiden Clare, who goes spearing down the track, and Lattimore goes for a series of 360s. Doesn't look like he's going to hit anything. He'll be able to continue, but that was a top 10 run, and now he's going to have to work hard in these last 20 laps to make it all up very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely, and we're seeing the aftermath of pit road right now as everybody's exiting, and I hope that they're all able to catch back up to the field before we go green. The lights are out on the pace car at this point,
and it's on pit
coming
road.
into the pits, so I don't know.
Oh, then there's slow.
Everybody's still exiting pit road here. There's an accident.
There's a little contact coming out of the pits as well. Ricky Freeman Jr. is going to go a lap down most likely to his teammate, Autumn Koger, who's going to lead him to the restart here. Looks like everybody else is going to get back out onto the racetrack in the nick of time, because we're getting ready to restart this race with 24 laps to go.
So we're going to have to see when the scoring updates, what the leaderboard looks like. It's put the 72 in 3rd place, and then it's updating farther on back. But yeah, the 19 and the 03 right now in prime position to race it out. We don't have a lot of this race left. We'll need another caution to get those other guys back up front. So it's between these two and in the front of this pack right now. Man, oh man, how this race has been changing with each caution so far. And they're going to be side by side before long.
But here's a reminder, these two did not pit under that last caution. Their tires significantly older. So after that last caution, this is going to shake things up in a big way, because here comes DeLello to the race lead. Koger starts to drop back behind the lap cars of Holloman and Oaks. So now DeLello has a very comfortable lead out front. This is the first time in his career he's led multiple laps in a race, and he's looking for that first win, and he's been very deserving of one. Here, they're over at Team Dayspring. They've been doing much better this season as of late. and I would not be surprised if it's the 0-3 going to victory lane at the end of the day. We still have 20 to go. He's got to hang on. These are the biggest 20 laps of his career as they lap past Patrick Smith in the 0-4.
Yeah, so that's so unfortunate for Patrick Smith, who was leading in this race earlier and what looked like he was unstoppable. But yeah, the 0-4 car sitting behind the leaders now, not in a position to take the lead back, and that's just absolutely unfortunate. And yep, the 0-3 looking really good out front right now, because the 19 Autumn Koger just keeps dropping like a rock. I guess the clean air right now for these old tires is absolutely what you need. And DeLello's got it.
And how about the cars moved up in the 3rd? Nathan Meyer. In the 5 cars, we got, I hate to interrupt myself, but we've got our 5th caution of the day. And it looks like it involved our debutant from Carter Racing System, Aiden Clare, in the 00. And it looks like they're going to pull it in and call it a day. Here, once again, I believe it starts with Rashi Mahendra, who gets squeezed by Ryan Arnold. They're both going to go for a spin, and I think Aiden Clare just has nowhere to go. Tags the back end of the 6 car, and that must have broken something in the suspension of that 00, because they have parked it, called it a day at the end of this race. Tough for that 00 team, who really were having a very good day today.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that car was performing on the same level that it always performs, which is very well in this race. So now we're going to see if this brings people back up to the front. It looks like the lappers are still going to be between a lot of these cars.
So there's 4 lap cars between DeLello and Nathan Meyer, who now runs 2nd in this race. An incredible, I'm going to finish my thought here. An incredible run for the Motor Dash Racing rookie, who only just recently got into the top 30 in owners points. So, imagine if that is the driver that gets Motor Dash Racing their first ever win in one-up competition. Wouldn't that be a story? As we're coming to the restart with about 15 laps to go.
Yeah, that would be a lot of points gained or a lot of positions gained in the point standings for that vehicle, but didn't get a very good restart right there. DeLello is going to start to drive away with help from all these lap cars behind. It's a train of lappers right there, but yeah, so far in this thing, there really is no competitor as far as who's going for the lead, and there's Patrick Smith going to the bottom, trying to pass the 59. I'm a little bit worried for DeLello here, because Patrick Smith has fast car. If he's able to get to the bottom and start bringing people like Oaks behind and then everybody else in this group, it might make it so DeLello's not able to keep that lead anymore, and it looks like he's going to be stuck on the outside. Who else is going to pass him on the bottom? Herbert Oaks is going down there, and the 92 is down there. 59 will probably follow. Not so good for the 03 on old tires right now.
My question is this. With 15 laps to go, is the winner of this race going to come from our current top 10 here?
Wow, Zachary DeLello got so loose right there, slid all the way up the track, and now the 19 goes by Autumn Koger, taking the lead with the 5 car coming from behind as well. These are your leaders right here, the 19, the 03, and the 5, despite being behind a bunch of other race cars. Now the 19 on the bottom has taken the lead, and the 03 is falling way back like a rock. Must have gotten his tires real dirty up there, and there's the 3 car again. Not even in the top 10. I'm not sure what's going on.
He must have been lapped under that recent caution. Tough break for Oxford JetBrew. He needs a good day. He'll probably get one later this season. But right now, Autumn Koger, Nathan Meyer, Zachary DeLello, David Wells, your top 4, all of whom looking for their first career wins. My question remains, is the winner going to come from the top 10 currently, as we have just about 10 to go?
I have no idea if the winner's going to be from the top 10. This race is absolutely upside down right now. I mean, it looks like the top 4 are the guys that we're looking at here, but here's the 18 has entered the picture, and of course the 57 is still involved in this thing. Here goes Alex Vergeperu past the 5 car, so getting that lap back and hopefully not causing a crash in the process. But this is there's going to be a lot of lap cars involved in this finish, and there's going to be a lot of shuffling that goes on, because now we've got this 03 back up here, Zachary DeLello. Man, oh man, I honestly couldn't predict this one. We've got only coming up to 11 laps to go in this one, and I honestly could not tell you who is going to win it.
DeLello leads at the line, and it is still the top 4 that have never won a race. Terzic, Corbett, Meyer and DeLello in this 0-3, who has been in control of this race for a good chunk of it, and he's doing a phenomenal job on old tires. But we're coming to 10 laps to go, and he's got some very hungry challenges behind him. Here comes Martinez and Terzic going for the lead on DeLello, who's just a sitting duck on those old tires.
Yeah, Terzic is looking really good in the 57. Remember, he was one of those guys that once he got up front, he was really unbeatable. And of course, Nikki Martinez is going to the bottom at this point and trying to take the lead away, and the 66 is helping out.
Coming down to 9 laps to go here at DC. And once again, we've got a top 5 now who have never won a Nitro National Series race. Add Nikki Martinez to that list. She is looking for that first win. She's been trying for so long. Could this be today? She's got a very hungry Kyle Corbett behind her. This is going to be a very interesting battle from here on out.
Man, this is absolutely fascinating. I mean, these are drivers that we haven't seen a lot of these guys race for wins before. We don't know what's going to happen. And of course, a lot of these guys race against each other every single week, but we aren't typically watching that. We're usually watching the guys who run up front all the time. And now we have an awesome opportunity to really see who can do what up here. And now they're trying to make a move on these lap cars of Patrick Smith and Alex Berger-Peru, which is not something we say very often in this series.
But here comes Kyle Corbett to the race lead now. Doesn't have much help behind, but coming now to I believe that is 7 laps to go. Corbett with a comfortable lead over Martinez and Terzic behind.
Yeah, so these three have broken away a little bit, and they're getting some help from these 2 lap cars that we've mentioned before. But yeah, Corbett is leading the way. He's stuck on the outside now, so the 3 is bringing Terzic with him around the bottom of the track, and now it looks like they're going to be side by side for the lead. Terzic on the bottom trying to make the move. Didn't lead it at the line, but he's going to get a good run through the corner because the 66 goes really high. It's getting his tires dirty up there, and now going to go back to 3rd place, and Yadis Terzic is really just a tongue twister and leading the way.
We all expected Terzic to get his first career win this season, but how many of us would have expected it to come behind the wheel of this 57 car? We would have thought it would have been at the Carter Racing System entry, but he's stuck up top now, and that has allowed Nikki Martinez to the bottom with help from Patrick Smith. She's going to try and take the lead from Terzic with now 5 laps to go.
Yeah, so now they're side by side, and of course the bottom lane is the way to go. Let's see if 57 is going to have to drop low here. Instead of going high, went high. And now the 3 is in the way of disallowing anybody to get to the bottom. Man, it is just going to be, there's a wicked cycle going on between who takes the lead and when. And right now, whoever is the best defender, I think, is going to win this race because everybody's had a shot to be up front as far as these 3 cars go. And they are driving away with the help of the 3 and the 04 up front. And now the 25 stuck on the top with the 57 on the bottom. Wrapping the bottom lane and coming to the front.
The top 6 in this race have never won a Nitro National race in their careers. We're going to get a first-time winner here in the Washington, D.C. arena, but who is it going to be? We have 2.5 laps to go. Terzic with the lead, but Corbett makes a move to the inside, trying to take the lead away. This could be Kyle Corbett's now, as he gets around Terzic now for second. Now for the lead, as we have 2 laps to go.
And the 57 is 3 wide with the lap cars. It's not an ideal position to be in. He's going to have to hope the 66 gets caught up by whoever they're catching. Oh, it's Mahendra. Is the 6 car still out there somehow, even after being in like 4 or 5 crashes today? This is going to be a big influence on who wins the race. It looks like the 25 is in a good spot. Terzic on the outside is going to be stuck behind him. That's not good. Let's see what happens. Oh, Corbett really has gotten a blessing here in this one.
White flag in the air. We've got 1 lap to go from the DC Stadium, and Kyle Corbett's got a 4/10 lead. Could this be the day for Kyle Corbett? Through turn 2 for the final time, and down the back straightaway we go. Kyle Corbett has gone through so many different teams in his career. He's had a lot of hardships, but he is going to be the one to bring Robbers Racing their first one-up Nitro National Series win as a team. Kyle Corbett wins the Plan Your Vote 300 at Washington, D.C. with a dramatic late race pass on Yadis Terzic to take the win. Nikki Martinez comes home second. once again. Joshua Michaels from 41st on the grid comes home 3rd. Yatis Terzic in the late race pass will come home 4th. And Jacob Buchholz gets his first career top 5 in just his second start. A great day overall for Full Frontal Motorsports. Kasim Adnan comes home in 6th out of Zachary DeLello, who did everything he could on those old tires. It just wasn't enough. 7th will do for him. But what a run that team had at the end. AJ Jones comes home 8th ahead of Nathan Meyer and Autumn Koger, who ran out the top 10 here today. And in all honesty, before this race weekend started, if you look at the current top 10, only one of them had a win entering this race, and that was Joshua Michaels. But now there's 2. Kyle Corbett adds his name to the list.
Yeah, what an excellent race it was. We got to see a lot of fantastic drivers really battle it out with everything they had today, trying to get their first ever win, and it worked out for Kyle Corbett. And I'll tell you, it was a lot of fun to watch this thing and watch these guys race each other. And then at the end, man, what a fantastic battle they had. And it just came down and whoever was able to hold the bottom. And an absolutely great race, and that just makes me more and more excited to watch the next one.
And for Ryan Caggiano, he probably will not hold his points lead is in jeopardy at the moment. And for Ryan Caggiano, his top 10 streak comes to an end at 7 races. But man, that is a level of consistency that is unmatched by anyone here in the Nitro National Series. We'll be back next week with some more Nitro National Series racing from Martinsville Speedway out in Virginia. That'll be a lot of fun, I'm sure, for everybody involved. We can't wait for that race, and we'll bring it to you live next week. So, from Duke Anzac and from myself as well, we say goodbye from the Washington, D.C. Stadium. Kyle Corbett is your race winner of the Plan Your Vote 300. He has done it. Roberts Racing, a winning team once again, but this time in the Nitro National Series.